Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of our Narcissism series. Today, I invite you to join me to discuss how to spot a potential narcissist in under just 5 minutes using 3 simple questions. For those of you, if it's your first time, I welcome you. For those of you, if you're back, welcome back. My name is Joe. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, business, life, and relationship coach. Narcissism is often a term we throw around to describe someone who's a bit self-absorbed and a bit full of themselves. But in reality, narcissistic personality disorder is a serious psychological issue that can have a profound impact on our relationships and well-being in life. That's why it's so important to recognize narcissistic traits in people around us, whether it's a romantic partner, friend, family member, coworker, whatever. I think one of the biggest challenges in identifying narcissists is that they often present themselves in a very charming and charismatic way. At first, they seem to be incredibly persuasive and engaging, make us feel heard and seen. But beneath this facade lies a complex web of insecure desires and manipulative behaviors. When we're dealing with someone who's highly skilled at hiding their true natures, it could be really tough to separate the genuine from the fake. Another obstacle we face is that narcissists seem to have a certain level of emotional intelligence. They could be incredibly adept at reading people, knowing exactly what to say and how to get a reaction out of us. This can make it difficult for us to pinpoint their true intentions, especially if we're not paying close attention. And let's be real, most of us aren't trained psychiatrists or psychologists. We're just trying to navigate our daily lives and relationships one day at a time. It's basically because these challenges, we just need a more effective way to identify narcissistic behavior. That's where these 3 key questions really come in. Questions that can help us cut through the charm and the charisma and get to the heart of someone's character. So the first question is, how do they handle criticism and feedback? This is really a crucial indicator of whether someone is narcissistic or not, because a healthy person will be open to constructive criticism, acknowledging their mistakes and using them as an opportunity to learn and grow. But a narcissist will become defensive, dismissive, or even aggressive when confronted with criticism. They'll make any excuse to make it seem like that's not the case or it didn't happen, blame it on this person, blame it on that person, and it seems like they're always the victim. Second question is, and this is one of my favorites, can you tell me about a time that you were wrong? This question gets at a narcissist's ability to really empathize and acknowledge their own failures in life. A healthy person should be able to recount a specific instance where they messed up and took responsibility for it and learned from an experience and became better from it. A narcissist will either brush it off or shift into blame mode on somebody else or make up a whole world of excuses as to why they were justified for their behavior. Third question, and I think this one's kind of important but not so much discussed. If you were to ask a narcissist, what do you think the most important thing in life is? This question kind of reveals a person's values and priorities. A healthy person will likely respond with something like their wife, their husband, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their children, their family, maybe personal growth or developing a positive impact on the world for others that are in need. A narcissist, on the other hand, will prioritize power, themselves, their status, their success, and anything that just has to do with them and nobody else. Solely them, for them, always them. But out of these 3 questions, there's one that's particularly impactful, at least in my opinion. One that could be a game changer in identifying narcissistic behavior. It's the second question. Can you tell me about a time you were wrong? This question is so telling because it gets a narcissist's lack of empathy and accountability out in the open. When someone is unable and unwilling to admit their mistakes, it's a major red flag. I find the way that someone responds to this question can be incredibly revealing. They could become dismissive and hostile and very defensive. And that's always a sign that they're hiding something, maybe out of insecurity or things that they've done. On the other hand, if they're able to thoughtfully reflect on a past mistake and take responsibility for it, that's a good indication that they're not narcissistic. But in any case, by asking these 3 questions, we can gain a much better understanding of someone's character and values overall, narcissistic or not. And if we're already in a relationship with someone who's exhibiting narcissistic behavior, These questions can help us identify and take steps to really protect ourselves and our well-being in the future and now. Just remember, guys, recognizing narcissism isn't so much about labeling or judging other people. It's about taking care of ourselves and our own emotional well-being, especially if you feel like you're in a situation where you're in some sort of abuse or a toxic relationship. By being more aware of the traits, we can build a healthier, more meaningful relationships and avoid getting tangled up in someone else's drama, even if it's a future relationship if you're aware now. I want to thank you guys for joining me for yet again another video. If you haven't checked out the other videos on the channel, please do now. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any other episodes similar to this one. I thank you guys again for joining me for another video. Check you on the next one.